academic success. First, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about myself. I was born August 24th, 1981 in Jacksonville, Florida. This picture, unfortunately, was taken about 4 days after I was born because doctors said that I had a hole that had developed in one of my lungs, so they put me on all sorts of respirators and had IVs in me, so my head was shaved and my cheeks were a little red, but my mother was determined and she went in, wasn't satisfied with the results, had them take me off the machines and started nursing me herself, and that's when I started to recover and taught me the little love that a mother has for her kid, how powerful it is. And so with that, I started my academic career at Melrose Elementary School, where I was very successful. I achieved the honor roll virtually every week, and every year I was doing very well. It wasn't until my high school career that things started to take a downward spiral. In the beginning, I did great. I was part of the Bayard Point Legacy Project, where we did a lot of conservation projects, and we worked in the wilderness. And I was also part of the weightlifting team in the 7th grade. The youngest guy, I was competing against seniors that were 4 or 5 years older than me. And it taught me a lot about teamwork, but it was probably around my 11th grade year that I fell in with a bad crowd. I started hanging out with the party groups and started drinking underage and did a lot of bad things. And so I stopped focusing on my academics, and I just thought that my friends were more important. And ultimately, I fell in love, and that led me to drop out of school, leave my parents, which ultimately broke my dad's heart more than anything. And I moved to Jacksonville with her. And after that didn't work out like most young loves, I ended up coming back home with nothing to show but a broken heart. And I was determined, though, to be somewhat successful, and I didn't want my graduating class to surpass me completely, so I ran and got my GED before my graduating class received their diplomas. However, I didn't do anything with it. I spent the next 13 years of my life working in dead-end jobs that provided me no financial stability, no growth, and ultimately I just felt like a failure until my dad, my greatest influence, as I said before, when I left and dropped out, I had broken his heart and lost his respect. So for him to see me trying and all the struggles that I had, from my car breaking down to riding 12 miles a day on a bicycle just to get to a job that was barely paying my bills, it wasn't doing anything for me, he strived very hard to come in and make sure that I went to school every day. And as much as I kept wanting to not go in, and I tried to let the CPT hold me back, and I let so many things hold me back, I thought FAFSA was impossible to do. He continuously, drove in and made sure that I was there, and I've tried very hard to restore the respect that he once had for me. And ultimately, right now, let's see if I can get it right this time, I am pursuing a 4-year degree in Health Services Administration, and I'm also trying to work on my prereqs for an AS degree. Hopefully in November of 2013, I can get into the respiratory program, where I might have the opportunity to help those like me who was born with a hole in my lung. Now I have the chance to give back and hopefully save some lives. Right now, our nation faces a huge unemployment crisis. The official numbers that they release are around 8%, whereas I think realistically we're more, probably between 12 to 15% across the nation. I think that there's a lot that we could do with colleges in order to help our unemployment crisis. I think that if local, state, and city government could try to work with these colleges to either promote more AS degree programs, or whether it's through the Career Resource Center or even just in local businesses, to try to encourage students to stay in school while they're working on their degrees for whatever field they're trying to go into. At least this way, as soon as they're done, they're already started in their career, and once they get their degree, they're off and running. They've already had their foot in the door, and now they're on their way to being a successful business person. So this all leads me to the Pathways to Persistent Scholars program and what it's done for me. This picture was taken from, as mentioned before, we started the Persistent Scholars Club. We wanted to try to create a way to keep all of our scholars together, from which I'm a vice president and senator for the club. That we had a fundraiser where we raised a lot of money. This was our first event, so we're all very happy. But what the Pathways program has done for me, and as you can see, it's more than just being, it's more than just being an academic support. It's about building friendships and about building relationships. We all look at each other as like family in this room. We've all had so many heartaches in our hear the testimonies of these guys, it's really touched my life, and I thought I had it bad. Some of these people are just amazing to me. My campus mentor, Carrie Chansey, she's an associate professor for Sciences and Health programs. She has been absolutely phenomenal with me and my success. If it wasn't for her, I would not know what I was going to pursue for a career. I had basically just jumped in with an AA in business just to get my foot in the door, and really didn't know what my ultimate goal was. But after a few sessions of working with her and hearing her kind words and her gentle guidance, I fell into a role of health, and it ultimately fulfills all of my needs, wanting to be financially stable and emotionally stable. So as my father had told me once, as I had just gotten into school, he had said that I was the smartest person that he'd ever met, truly. And to hear him tell me that from the man that I respect most in my life was truly touching. So my whole goal in this program now is all the guidance and love and support that everybody's given to me. I want to give that back to the next group, and that's what we work for and we strive for every day. And I look forward to continuing to do that in the future. Thank you so much for your time.